But we do need to talk about what is Project 2025. That's one of our headliners today, is talking about this. And Project 2025 is, well, we're going to go over it, but it's basically a conservative's wet dream, right? We have the socialist wet dream, and we have the Green Party wet dream, and I don't know if the Democrats have one, but this is the conservatives' wet dream. This Project 2025 is what we should do to include training and a playbook to actually achieve these policy goals. And when you see what the policy goals are, you'll see how terrifying it actually is. Building now for a conservative victory through policy, personnel, and training. Again, this headline is the exact opposite of what the Democrats are doing and what the Green Party is unable to do because they don't have the resources. If you want to build a political movement, you need people, policy, and resources. And training would be part of that resource. Policy would come with the training and with those resources as well, so you can help craft it. But fundamentally, if you don't have an infrastructure that can help people learn about your policy and train others about the policy and then disseminate that policy, you have essentially a Twitch channel that streams to 0 people, right? You have the Green Party, which can at most raise $77 million a year, right? And compete against multi-billion-dollar national political parties, right? So this is literally the play-by-play, the doctrine, if you will, the manifesto for making a conservative nation. It is not enough for conservatives to win elections. If we are going to rescue the country from the grip of the radical left, we need both a governing agenda and the right people in place, ready to carry this agenda out on day one of the next conservative administration. This is the goal of the 2025 Presidential Transition Project. The project will build on 4 pillars that will collectively pave the way for an effective conservative administration. This reads like a manifesto. And the Democratic Party doesn't have anything like this. The Green Party doesn't have anything like this. No other organization has this except for the conservatives, which are already winning. So then it just goes into news, policy, 100-day playbook. Let's go to the more. And again, the way this reads, the actions of liberal politicians in Washington have created a desperate need and unique opportunity for conservatives to start undoing the damage the left has wrought and build a better country for all Americans in 2025. They almost said build back better. That's kind of funny. It's not enough to win, okay? Blah, blah, blah. The project is the effort of a broad coalition of conservative organizations that have come together to ensure a successful admin begins on Jan 25. With the right policy recommendations and properly vetted and trained personnel to implement them, we will take back our government. So, again, they are talking about not only winning the election, which is obviously necessary, they're talking about having a cadre of people ready to fill positions in leadership, such as the cabinet, the various state agencies, the various federal agencies that just got gutted regardless. Conservative like Poland, no, conservative like Nazi Germany. Let's be very clear what we're talking about here. This is the Third Reich, the Fourth Reich. This is the Mein Kampf of American conservatives. This is literally what we're seeing. The Presidential Transition Project is being organized by the Heritage Foundation and builds off of the long-standing mandate for leadership, which has been highly influential for presidential administration since the Reagan era. Most recently, the Trump admin relied heavily on the Heritage's mandate for policy guidance, embracing nearly 2/3 of the proposal within just 1 year in the office. Then you got the who's who of the Heritage Foundation who are leading from the front. And notice, zero diversity, right? So we're going to click on the broad coalition. The advisory board is a movement-wide effort guided by the conservative cause to address and reform the failings of big government in an undemocratic administrative state. The opinions of 2025 do not necessarily represent the opinions of every one of its advisory board partners. However, 1792 Exchange, American Accountability, APLOG, Alabama Policy, Freedom, ACLJ, American Compass, the American... Like the who's who of alt-right and right-wing extremist organizations. In alphabetical order. So if you ever wanted to know who the enemy is, the actual people who have put the SCOTUS into place, who keep gutting civilian rights, workers' rights, and all these things right here, who are trying to discriminate against the LGBT community, queer people in general, women, and minorities, look no further. Literally do not look any further than this. Is George Bush part of the movement? Doesn't matter. These people are. Middle East Forum, we can only imagine what that. Moms for Liberty, they're the ones that have been pushing for a lot of anti-trans and pro-Christian nationalist nonsense. These National Association of Scholars want to put the Bible in the classroom. Yeah, this is really not great. Black Leadership Network? Okay, sure. I'll believe that. Protect Our Kids. Yeah, that's, again... No. The pro-life America, which again is how Roe v. Wade got, or one of the reasons why Roe v. Wade got overturned, and has now endangered millions of American women who undergo even actual procedures that are required through abortion, such as ectopic pregnancies and miscarriages. Turning Point USA, again, that's alt-right. So, no, they don't. They don't really even consider liberal people to be humans. They consider them to be animals and radicals, extremists, terrorists. All the words that you're not supposed to be saying on a stream, I guess. Playbook. The 180-day playbook. The fourth pillar of the project is our 180-day transition play and includes a comprehensive transition plan for each federal agency. Only through the implementation at each agency will the next conservative presidential administration be successful. So where is this? Is this the planner? Oh, they're gonna... Holy shit. This is a 922-page manifesto. Good grief. Let's see. So the sections, we're definitely not going through all this. Taking the reins of government, the common defense, the general welfare, the economy, and independent regulatory agencies. Although I guess we might kind of have to. Training. The Academy is a one-of-a-kind education and skill-building program designed to prepare and equip future political appointees now to be ready on day one of the next administration. This academy provides aspiring appointees with the insight, background, and expertise in governance to immediately begin rolling back destructive policy and advance conservative ideas in the federal government. I mean, this is literally saying we are going to dismantle everything good that has been done. Everything that has been passed by a Democrat, we are going to undo. That's not governing. That's not leadership. That is literally... I mean, honestly, that's, in a sense, it is revolutionary. Like, I don't want to actually say that it's revolutionary because when you think of revolution, you think of Che Guevara. You think of the Civil War. You think of civil rights. That's what you normally think of a revolution. But that's also because typically a revolution is to overthrow a tyrannical government, not to create a tyrannical government. And so when you think of a conservative revolution, think of the Dark Ages. Think of the rise of Nazism. Think of the rise of fascism. Think of Project 2025. That's exactly what this is. What you will learn if you're a former, okay, who should attend, if you're interested in serving, program format is fully online where participants can take courses on demand. Additional online courses will be added and in-person training sessions will be available. Intense instruction tailored for high-level positions will be in person. Time commitment, majority of classes are 30 to 90 minutes. Since the program is largely offered online and on demand, you can self-pace and cover the material at your convenience. You'll learn from a distinguished roster of former political appointees from 4 previous administrations, as well as from policy experts, practitioners, and subject matter experts representing more than 100 partner organizations. It's literally the who's who of the conservative movement. Like, it's literally written there, and it's implied throughout all of this. Basically, you are going to be brainwashed into believing this stuff. And then there's certificate programs. When will I heal back? Your application will be reviewed and responded to within 1 or 2 business days. Does it cost anything? Oh, wow. I thought it was going to be hundreds or thousands of dollars, but it's free? We might have to go undercover. You can highlight the certificate on your resume, which, when will I receive it? Upon passing the final quiz, your certificate will be auto-generated. The scary thing is, we could probably do this on stream. That's super scary. Is that America from beginning is right because they always hate socialism? Well, yeah, to say that we've ever been a liberal country is false. This is pretty want to be the first to know when these programs are released. So some of these aren't even out yet? Oh, is this the apply to enroll now? Wow. In fact, what we're going to do... Well, I guess I'll have to put in my mobile number. We need to see this questionnaire. We really do. Come on, you. So what we're going to do, capture the window. We're going to go through this together. And I'm going to crop it so that we can actually see this. Oh, wait, no, because it's the window. I don't have to do that. Hold on. Here's what we're going to do. We're just going to scroll as high as we can. Would you like to be considered for a future position? This is a broad coalition. Your use of this website. Select the options that best describe your political philosophy. We got the whole gamut, which is nice. I'll do traditional conservative. That's at least not quite lying. I heavily relate to the Eisenhower administration and how they made America great, a superpower, second to none, and established a golden age that lasted through to the Reagan administration. Because I still want to get selected. Name one person, past or present, who has most influenced the development of your political philosophy. See, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Julius Caesar, for his millennia-spanning influences on Western society in military leadership, economic policies that were largely used through to the modern era, and the fact that we celebrate our independence day on his month's namesake. Name a book that has most significantly shaped your political philosophy. Let's see, Karl Marx, Communist Manifesto. The influence is that his manifesto is the exact opposite of how we should govern a country, a people, and a society. There we go. That's pretty conservative, right? Socialism didn't exist at the founding of America, but I guess slavery is very capitalist, so yeah. I mean, socialism as a concept did exist. That's what the indigenous peoples of America did. They didn't have money and currency. We did. So Republicans think that the far-left people is against Americans' real value, because they are. Because America is a white supremacist nation. And leftists are against that. And also, yeah, Republicans think neoliberals are on the left. And that, I mean, they are left of the Republicans, but they're still very conservative. Say Eisenhower. Yeah, I did say Eisenhower. They really do. Atlas Shrugged. The second most influential book for my political values is Atlas Shrugged, for far too many reasons that can be listed in this short questionnaire. Yeah, I didn't think I spelled that right. I thought it had two N's. I thought it, yeah, oh well. Name one living public policy figure whom you greatly admire and why. Living? Didn't Kissinger just die? Policy figure. Mitch McConnell, for single-handedly denying the Obama administration their SCOTUS appointee, which could have detrimentally impacted our current SCOTUS ability to fight for our civil liberties that were being assaulted by the various federal agencies. Because that's true. And I don't like him, but I can admit he did it. Name the one public policy issue you are most passionate about. Why are you passionate about this issue, and how would you like to see it addressed in the future? Oh my God. Granted, I thought these were going to be all multiple choice, and that I would just have to pick the most batshit answer they gave me. But they're actually making me write it out. They're like, are you one of us? What do you think is worse, the N-word or being called a carrot? Oh, here we go. Found it. The UN should have authority over the citizens or public policies of sovereign nations. Disagree. The US has the right to select immigrants based on country of origin. I'm assuming agree. The education industry should be open to increased competition through vouchers or tax credits. I know that's what they want. Life has a right to legal protection from the conception, which we can't even determine anyway. The permanent institutions of family and religion are foundational. Why not? Government should subsidize the use or production of energy, particularly for new and innovative energy technologies. I don't know what to answer for this. Government should subsidize the use or production of energy, particularly for new and innovative energy technologies. Say abortion? Oh my God. I was actually going to go with gun control. Stay off my guns. That seems like a trick question. It does, doesn't it? Because on the one hand, subsidies means free money to the industry, which means they get to make more profit and do whatever the fuck they want with it, and then control the technology afterwards. If you say disagree, then you're saying, well, I don't believe in big government, and therefore the free market should be the ones who choose whether or not to be a part of the production. So you're right. It absolutely does feel like a trick question. I'll go disagree, though. Union membership needs to be an option. The federal government should guarantee disagree. Nationalized healthcare, of course, that's a disagree. Increase illegal immigration. What the hell kind of question is that? Oh my God. The police in America are systemically racist. Of course, if we're trying to get in on this, we say no. We should be proud of our American heritage, even as we acknowledge our flaws, of course. The gender wage gap is the result of prejudice and discrimination. The U.S. should scale back its strong military presence. Of course not. We need to increase our imperial oversight. In combating the censorship by big tech, we must look to more than just the free market. See, this is another one of those trick questions. Censorship by big tech. I mean, it's not like there isn't Truth Social and now Twitter with Elon Musk. I don't know what to say here. In combating censorship by big tech, so in combating YouTube for not letting us say the N-word, for being blatantly racist, by combating Facebook for not letting us be racist, we must look to more than just the free market. I.e., we must look more to than just making our own platforms. We must look more. I agree so. I think that is what they would be looking for. Not all of them. No. The U.S. should scale back its strong military presence. This is asking, do you think we have too much presence overseas? And for conservatives, the answer is no. You can never have too much presence. The gender wage gap is a result of prejudice and discrimination. That's a fact. That is an absolute unequivocal fact. But in conservative America, it isn't. Right? So, again, remember when we were debating the Debate Me Bro, and I was like, dude, you have no substance to your beliefs. It's just what you think would happen or should happen in a vacuum. You have to know thine enemy. And I do know my enemy. The president should be able to advance his or her agenda through the bureaucracy without hindrance from unelected federal officials. What does this mean? Because that could include SCOTUS. This could literally include SCOTUS. And they're probably really just talking about the various federal agencies. But this could include SCOTUS. An actual constitutional outlined mandate. The federal government should recognize only two. See, this is the LGBT question. The U.S. should impose tariffs with the goal of bringing back manufacturing jobs, even if these tariffs result in higher consumer prices. That's yes, because China. Oh my God, do I have to? Ooh, oh, I don't have a good resume. Hold on. I think I do have a good resume. Hold on. As a PDF. Oh, as a PDF. Bro, there is no way in hell that I get chosen for this. Not a stone's throw chance in hell. There is a higher chance of me winning the lottery. A significantly higher chance of me winning the lottery. Because I don't have any social media presence, according to them. Or according to what I just put. I do not have a social media presence. They're gonna Google my name and they're gonna be like, this motherfucker is a absolute leftist. Okay. But I was wondering if there was going to be a batshit multiple choice answer thing, and we found it. Name the public, and we'll do gun control. All right. So, to recap, Project 2025 is a brainwashing institution from the alt-right that makes you pledge your allegiance in the form before you can even take the training. And the training, or the form that will make you allowable for this training, is asking all of the hot button topics. Should the UN have authority over the citizens or public policies of sovereign nations? And the talking point that conservatives give all the time is the UN should not have jurisdiction over the United States. The UN can have jurisdiction over anybody else, just not the United States. The US has the right to select immigrants based on country of origin. Again, this is a direct relationship to, well, it's over here now, but it's here on my screen. This is a direct correlation to the Muslim ban for the specific Muslim countries during the Trump administration, okay? The education industry should be open to increase competition through vouchers or tax credits for private schools. Again, this is disregarding what education actually is, the purpose that it actually serves, which is to educate, which is to provide our youth with knowledge and the abilities to enter into society, adapt, overcome, and become great citizens. What we should be teaching is critical thinking skills, how to do freaking taxes, and how to invent things and enjoy life. Instead, they want to create indoctrination camps that are and gut the public school system so that all students have to go to one of these private institutions, which will shove this kind of rhetoric down your throat. But again, in the conservative mantra, you have to agree with this. Life has the right to legal protection from conception to natural death. Again, life at conception isn't even a thing. That's not a thing. That never was a thing. The Bible doesn't even say that it's a thing. The Bible, and quote, says life begins at the first breath when the baby is outside of the mother's womb. That is in the Old Testament. And now we got these idiots trying to force the Bible down everybody's throats. And what's going to happen is people are going to read the Bible now, kids, teenagers, skeptics, and they're going to be like, y'all have been saying read the Bible, the Bible, the Bible, the Bible, and none of your policies, actions, or convictions are reflected in this text. But in order to try and infiltrate this Project 2025, we have to answer agree. The permanent institutions of family and religion are foundational to American freedom and the common good, which is a direct, literally direct violation of the First Amendment and the separation of church and state. Literally, this statement, and I cannot stress this enough, this right here violates the First Amendment, the freedom of religion. This is in direct violation to the Constitution, but if you do not hit agree, you will not go any further. Government should subsidize the use or production of energy. This one was the tricky one. I'm not sure. I really don't know. Union membership. Now this is, oh my God. Unions are the big, scary bad. Unions are the devil. And they're taking your money. They're taking your money and forcing the poor billionaire and the poor factory owner to pay you more. So yes, you have to agree to that. The federal government should guarantee a universal basic income. I mean, if I even have to explain this. The U.S. needs nationalized healthcare. Again, I don't need to explain this. The U.S. should increase illegal immigration. First of all, the government isn't increasing it other than through its foreign policy, which they want a more robust military anyway, which is, I think, either further down or already discussed. But yeah, the police in America are systemically racist. That's a fact. That there are multiple studies by many different institutions, both U.S. and foreign, that unequivocally state that the police in America are systemically racist. But you have to disagree. We should be proud of our American heritage and history, even as we acknowledge our flaws. Again, they're not even acknowledging the flaws, but yeah, obviously we need to be proud of America. Fuck yeah. The gender wage gap is the result of prejudice and discrimination. Again, that is a fact. There's multiple studies for this. It is an absolute fact. It is an undeniable fact, unless you're conservative. The U.S. should scale back its strong military presence. Remember what I just said? They want a stronger military. We need to be here, there, and everywhere. We need to be yo, ho, ho, and a bottle of rum. So disagree, right? Because we need a stronger presence. In combating censorship, this was another tricky one. I wasn't sure. The president should be able to, we did discuss this when I was answering it, but the president should be able to advance his or her agenda through the bureaucracy without hindrance from unelected federal officials. Again, unelected federal officials. This is SCOTUS. They're not elected. And SCOTUS has struck down presidential agendas before. Consistently. A lot. But it's also the federal agencies. The FBI. The CIA. Right? The FBI. Corrupt. But we love cops, except for the FBI. Only when they're investigating our person, but when they were investigating Hillary, we love the FBI. Right? So all of the alphabet soup agencies, the SEC, the EPA, OSHA, those are the ones that they're trying to undermine, but they're saying that if any of the alphabet soup agencies try to push forward their agenda, that needs to be nixed, and obviously you need to agree with that. The federal government should recognize male and female, period, dot, end of story. Screw biology, right? The U.S. should impose tariffs with the goal of bringing, which is again crazy to me that these are two specific things that Trump did during his administration. But maybe these were part of the Heritage Foundation. We are not putting my face... We're not doing any of that because we will get caught. I got nothing. There's my resume. Security check. I'm going to close this window because I have to put my personal information now. And I'm not going to dox myself. Especially if it's discovered that I am faking it. We're going to get way more conservative trolls on this channel. So, yeah, none. We'll go ahead and put my name, my address, autofill. Let's go. Let's go. And apply. Jesus Christ. We are going to infiltrate Project 2025, folks. And that's a scary... I mean, what we just read is every single questionnaire I've ever been given by conservative endorsement groups. So when you run for office, right? When you run for Congress, when you run for state representative, when you run for frickin' mayor, school board, every little organization will send you some sort of pamphlet. The Planned Parenthood, the conservatives, whatever. They'll send it to you. Even the NRA will. Even if you're not running for something, like even for the state representative, they sent that to me. And they all had the same conservative rhetoric, right? The conservatives, even if they were about guns, even if they were about abortion, even if they were about fiscal responsibility, they all basically parroted themselves. Again, messaging, unity in messaging, cohesion in messaging. Right? None of this infighting. The gun control groups and the anti-abortion groups and the fiscal responsibility groups weren't arguing with each other like our leftists do. No, we need to worry about the environment. No, we need to fight for Black Lives Matter. No, we need to fight for women's rights. We need to fight for reproductive rights. You're stupid. No, I'm taking your volunteers. I'm taking your money. None of that, right? The left is their own worst enemy. Because we are not united in the common goal, which is explicitly outlined by the conservatives. The conservatives, where the fuck is this? Switch. The conservatives are united under this doctrine. They are united. They are homogeneously, zealously, I don't know what other words to convey, that they are united as if by blood, as if their lives depended on it. It doesn't, obviously, but to them, this is the same thing as water, as food, as shelter, as life. Project 2025 to them is the Bible. It is the Bible, and it doesn't matter what their main policy concern is. As long as it falls under this, they will fight for it unilaterally. The left doesn't do that, and that is why we are facing abysmal pushback, just suffering defeat after defeat after defeat. All that to say. All that to say. We submitted it. I put my legal name on there, my legal address, all the fun stuff. We did not put any of my social media because that would just... we'll see. If I get approved for this, the content for the remaining however long it takes me to do all that shit, that is going to be the stream content. Is we are going to be infiltrating Project 2025. I wasn't anticipating doing that. I wasn't expecting that to happen. That just kind of happened naturally as the progression of this stream. But that's insane. Like, again, that questionnaire was scary. Was actually scary. And it's not even that it's scary like, oh, man, imagine if this actually happened. Yikes. People actually believe this? Wow. We need to improve our education system. It's not that kind of scary. It's scary like, no, these people are doing it. They are succeeding. They are winning. All right, let's be very clear. Let's not mince words here. Project 2025 is succeeding. It is happening right now. SCOTUS is literally setting the stage for 2025 to happen. It is literally happening right now. All of those decisions, gutting the alphabet soup agencies, and especially hitting the EPA and especially hitting the SEC, specifically, and then never mind the gratuities argument, right? It's not a bribery, it's a gratuity. I received it after I made the vote. It's a difference, right? Project 2025 is not a theory. It is not an idea. It is not a manifesto. It is not a pamphlet. It is a fact that is currently being implemented. And I get it. I'm not Hasanabi. I don't have 30,000 of y'all watching this. But those of you who are watching, share this stream. Clip the past, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. Make it a YouTube video and make that shit go viral. Whatever you have to do to edit it, to make it go viral, make it go viral. Because I'm telling you, after literally filling out the questionnaire and briefly going over the 4 pillars, this is happening. It's not a thought. It's not a theory. It's not a thought exercise. It's not an intellectual debate. It is a thing that is actually happening today that is building momentum for January 2025. Okay, you guys are just talking about work visas. That's great.